Good evening. Welcome to New York. Living world of darkness. Step to the green. Rage across New York. A werewolf scene, as it were. Thought you'd have figured that out pretty quick. Alonna, haven't finished unpacking last night thanks to Unicorn's Bone. Lucas, uh, has come to celebrate, though everybody seems to have fucked off for the day. She's carrying a couple six packs. Dark lager. As she just is relaxing by the waterfall. This beautiful waterfall she's heard so much about. And that's where this scene will begin.
While you're situating yourself, you'll see a familiar figure, the sooty wolf, come padding by. He'll call out, Alonna, like, what's the occasion? And as he gets closer to you,
Oh, just a small celebration for being done unpacking. It's like the worst part of moving ever.
oh my gosh, I know. Sucks when you're by yourself, too.
Oh, thankfully I had my kinfolk to help with most of the house, and Lucas came and helped and finished last night.
Oh, like, you are blessed. I was not that lucky.
Well, on the upside, where you're staying now, you don't really need much.
Hmm. Yeah, it was easier. He kind of has a perplexed look on his face moving in. Like,
I'm still not entirely sure where you're gonna plug in a hot plate, though.
mm, yeah, yeah. I've been thinking about that. I haven't actually been in the cabin since I don't even know if my stuff's still in there or not. I never really had the chance to really check it out.
Well, I'd assume it's there. Unless you really fucked up, they wouldn't have gotten rid of it. But if they're gonna get rid of it, they tend to get rid of you, too.
Hmm. Yeah.
Maybe off limits, but should be there. I'd ask before you grab any of it.
Hmm. And Kumba looks at the drinks like, so what you have?
Dark lager,
Hmm.
and they're not cold. I don't drink like you Americans do.
And he looks around for a bit. That's like, yeah, it's not helpful to stay in one form for too long, anyways. And he takes a moment and goes. You see a tall man, um, pretty good in shape. He looks like a of a Latina heritage, wearing the clothes that you see now, but with sunglasses where his eyes are. Yeah, I know I'm not supposed to do this, but I don't see smiles anywhere. At least I hope he's not here. And he grabs a piece. He grabs a bottle.
Well then, I didn't ask you to, so it's all on you.
No,
I'd have
he did.
happily opened it for you and given it to you.
Yeah, I was told you're not supposed to stay in the form that you weren't born with for too long. You get stuck in there or something. And opens up the bottle and takes a smell of it. Mm. So this is, like, what does lager taste like? I never actually had that.
Well, I'm told things taste a bit different to me, but they tend to be, depending on the lager, either they either tend to be towards the sweeter end or definitely towards the bitter end.
Mm.
I tend to like a bit more of the bittery stuff. This one's got a nice smooth flavor though, with just enough bubbles to tickle the back of your nose.
He nods at that and takes a swig. You see his face crunch up a little bit, and he pulls it out and was like, I guess I am not mad enough. It's not terrible, but not my thing.
Takes practice.
Like, yeah, I've always been a wimp about this kind of stuff. I always stuck to sweet ciders and wines.
I almost brought some Jameson with me, but I didn't want to attract too many folk to follow.
He nods at that. I see. Mm.
Seems quiet today. Everyone's
Yeah,
off doing their thing, I suppose.
yeah, a lot of training, a lot of minor tasks and big ones. Like I don't get told what.
I'll come by and check the board and when I'm doing my morning run. Try and keep up on anything. So far, nothing's been posted for me, but I'm not surprised. I haven't met him yet, so
Oh, a Wormfell. Like yeah, he's actually a pretty decent dude. He's very straightforward, like I said before, and he's also can be rather severe, but he's good and to the point. And he
I had a
tends to be
surprisingly
involved in a
good
lot of
meeting
people's
last night.
stuff. Huh?
I had a surprisingly good meeting last night, though. I
Mm.
was very happy about it.
Yeah.
I met your den father,
Oh,
Olaf. And then she says his deed name. I out of character don't remember what it was.
screams in silence, I believe.
Ah, met him last night.
Hmm.
He actually seemed to be happy with me. He's a bit surprised.
You're
Most get
properly trained, so less work for him.
well, most gets seem to have a rougher edge, especially when it comes to Fianna.
Mm. Yeah, I understand that some of the tribes have their issues, but it's irrelevant. So we're here for Gaia and for the nation. My petty squabbles, unless they're immediate, don't matter. But I understand the point. Talate seems to be very focused on the old ways. I'm trying to get her to at least open up and understand. She doesn't have to agree with it, but yeah.
Good luck with that one.
Mm,
I don't think she listens to anything I say, unless it's a direct command, and then it's very begrudgingly.
mm. No, she's been raised under the Wendigo mindset, and the Wendigos, probably comparison to all the other tribes, are the most stringent and the most stubborn. I don't care what anybody says.
Stubborn, I'll give you. I appreciate their passion about things, but you have to learn to change with the world.
Well, they feel like the world owes them something, so they don't feel like they should have to change. And what? That's how.
You're cracking out, and I have no clue half of what you just said.
Oh no. How about now?
There's no crackling at the moment.
Oh, okay. But yeah, Kuma's going off in a small little mocking gesture about the Wendigos going, this worked for my father and my father after that and his father after that. Like,
Alana's gonna give you a look down the length of her nose, like it's a bit of a disapproving look.
uh, Kuma looks at her kind of surprised. Is that wrong?
You need to respect your ancestors and what they've been through, which means taking to heart what the things they say, but also being able to understand that things are different now.
He nods at that slowly, and I understand that point and forgive my maybe unnecessary loftiness of that statement.
You're forgiven. Be careful if you say something like that around our dear little Talate, though. She might not be so forgiving.
Uh,
And if you're sort of in a cub status, that means she can actually challenge you.
Uh, yeah, we actually had a stare down yesterday, though we came to an understanding.
That's good. Was that after I left yesterday?
Yeah, it was. It started when I called her out for her impolite behavior as you were leaving.
I'm actually pretty used to being having impolite behavior towards me. It's amazing. Even after being thrown off a cliff and living, they still give you shit and a hard time and whatnot.
Yeah, it seems like no matter what you do, how you prove it, and if you're from a certain tribe or you look a certain way, and people hold that against you. And he kind of points himself.
Aye. And she raises her drink to listening or not. She takes a drink.
He, he nods his head to that and drinks it. With, and after he takes the sip and he exhales out a bit, he was like, I always find that funny how the tribes have their biases and skepticism of the other tribes and stereotypes, which I always find humorous because I always feel like that's more of a human concept. Cause,
Aye, that's why you don't find it so much among the lupus. It's one of the nice things about them.
that depends on which lupus you talk to.
Well, at least among the cubs, before they've had those strong guidance to particular opinions.
Yeah, I like Stoneclaw. I, I think she understands what she means when she calls herself a cub, but seeing her just reminds me of a puppy or my younger siblings.
She should.
And get it from Aiden too. I don't get it much from Talati. Reminds me more of when my sisters were going through the teenage phase.
I could see that. She's aye, I could see that. It hasn't been that long since I was there myself, but it seems so long ago.
Because we learned so much in so little time. But even I can say I can be a bit childish and have to work on that.
Well, as long as you're aware of your faults and are working to make them better.
So, your kinfolk, are they your siblings or just family members?
She kind of bites her lip a little at that. They're more akin to cousins.
I see. I'm assuming you guys get along pretty well?
Aye. Especially her mate. Her own art, though, is very different. It's with blood. She's trying to help. She's working at, I think she said it's the Sloan Kettering Concert Center or something.
Yeah, I remember you brought up that one of your kinfolk works in the medical field.
Aye. She's doing research. I know it has to do with something in the blood.
Yeah, well, hi, that's weird. My parents are kinfolk. My siblings are not, though. If I haven't already told you, I'm adopted. Man, And all they've ever really done, or at least they told me that they've done, is they grow their apples and they help feed people.
Well, feeding people's an important thing. I have lots of kinfolk out there that need to eat.
Mm. Yeah. Victoria sees the idea of farming odd, though I understand with the from the departure of the olden days with all the chemicals and machines, I can understand why they are uncomfortable with the modern farming practices. Though luckily my parents have tried to keep it as organic as they can.
That's good to know.
Mm.
Such a nice day out today.
Yeah,
I
it's
must feel
not.
like taking a dip. Are there rules about swimming in the water here?
No, no, there's no rules for swimming in the water. At least that I know of. And there are apparently rules about driving vehicles on SEP grounds, and nobody told me that, even though I told them that I was going to be driving my van here, and that was a big to do.
Ah, you can drive your van here all you want. Just park off outside and walk in.
Oh, I was using it to move in my stuff to the cabins, and I thought it'd be
Ah, you
okay.
lock it and make trips.
Yeah.
First time I'd accept, I take it.
No, it wasn't my first time, because normally I just walk here when I was living in my apartment. But I told then father that I was moving my stuff with my van, and I guess I should have already assumed, because for the purity of the SEP, not to drive my vehicle here. But I've heard that we have garages near the SEP, so I didn't think much about it.
Aye, near, not in.
Mm, yeah. Mm,
She finishes off her beer and sets it down. There's one more to be recycled now. You do recycle, don't you?
well, yeah, of course. Where they are in the SEP grounds, I honestly do not know.
I'm not too worried about that. I'm more than happy to take it home and recycle it, just to make sure it happens.
Yeah. He nodded that. He's playing with this bottle halfway through, not really drinking it, just messing with it in his hands to keep his hands busy. Mm. So you aware of our venture down? And I'm assuming it's Portugal.
Nay, going to the Amazon.
Mm.
Brazil speaks Portuguese.
Okay, so it's specifically Brazil. All right.
The Amazon. But most of the Amazon's in Brazil.
Mm.
And Brazil speaks Portuguese. They're one of those, what's the word? They were a colony.
Mm. Yeah, he nods at that. Yeah, I remember reading that in my geography books back in high school. Mm.
History sounds so much different when you're raised in a SEP, though. You hear more truths to what's happening in places.
Well, more troops and more bias. I'm not saying that the elders don't have their points, but as I've learned, even amongst the humans, history's written by the victors.
Sometimes by the survivors, which are considered the victors. But there's not necessarily much to be happy about the victory.
Mm. Yeah, Cuba nods to that. Mm.
Take the Wendigo. They're still holding grudges for when the Fianna came over with the immigrants from Europe. We were
Yeah.
taking cairns that weren't already taken, and they took offense to it, and We've been bashing heads against each other for God knows how long. They've been coming here for what, 500 years? I was almost hesitant to come, but I do what I have to.
Yeah. Mm,
Kinfolk need an eye on him. And since they're trying to have a baby, who better to send than a midwife?
mm. And he smiles at that. Do they know what the sex of the baby is?
They haven't conceived it yet,
Mm,
but there's a good chance they'll be here for a few years.
I see.
Unless, of course, they magically come up with a cure for leukemia or diabetes or whatever it is she's working on. It's nice having a apartment just a few blocks away.
Yeah, I was actually pretty lucky that you were able to get one like that.
Well, when you have a doctor working in research on such a big thing, she tends to make enough to stay somewhere comfortable. And by comfortable, we made sure it was close to the sept and not too far from where she has to go. She's working down on 64th, I think it is. And we live up on 72nd.
Yeah, my place was much further east. I typically just rode the bus and stuff when I was going to the sept. I kept my van in the parking lot.
Cars around here seem almost silly with how many of them there are. It's like, just get out and walk the 5 blocks. It's not going to kill you.
Well, that depends. He laughs at that. Some people, unfortunately, are too drugged up on whatever they've been eating or doing to themselves that walking can be a major chore to them.
I suppose. I prefer to get out and she kind of snickers, hoof it, as it were.
Yeah, I try to keep the mindset that if I can walk, and if I have the time, I'll walk. If I don't, I'll drive.
You always have time to walk. Just depends on how well you're managing your time.
And he kind of sighs about it. Like, yeah, that's true.
Plus, being close to the SIBT, if something happens, I can respond quickly. I think it's like literally almost 2 blocks from here to our apartment. So jump out the window, hit the Umbra, and I'm here lickety split.
I need to do that more often. Use the Umbra when it comes to traveling. Uh, I typically only use it when I'm dealing with the spirits. I don't take advantage of the Umbra that way. Not to.
I tend to use it when I know I have to, especially now that I hear that there's a lot of leeches about, just so I'm not being followed. And welcome back to the second of you. Crackle, crackle, pop, spur. Crackle, crackle. Silence. Now I have three of you. See? Told you there's more bonar here. There's three of it right here. And we have silence. Not sure which one of you left. Alonna takes this pause in the conversation to take her time, shifting into lupus, stretching out, enjoying the sun for a little bit before doing. There's two of you gone, so which one of you's left? The real you or the fake you?
Oh, my dear. Jeez.
Hi.
Right. But, yeah, Kumba will take notice of that. How are you used to being in lupus?
Oh, it's not my favorite form, but it has its uses. Get you places quickly.
Yeah, I mainly use it for travel and just get the feel of it. But yeah, it's not my favorite form either.
You notice that today some earrings are still there in her ears?
You didn't dedicate those?
They're dedicated. I have some that I like to show off, or whatever I'm doing.
I see.
They're not ones I wear if I'm gonna go fight, though. That's just silly, because then they can be grabbed and yanked out. Which, while it doesn't do too much, it just hurts needlessly. And
And
she then jumps in the water.
yeah, and Kumba watches. Yeah. Well, he gets up and takes another swig of the beer, and then he transforms into lupus, which he just realizes that he's transformed into lupus. The beer just falls to the ground. It's like, ugh. Oy. But luckily, it didn't tip over. Mm. Well, I better go stick around go back to the Cub cabins and see if anybody will be ready to train me today. But I'm happy that everything worked well with you in the move, Alonna.
Thank you. And she's just kind of doggy paddling around at the moment. I'll probably be here for a while if you need me.
Gotcha. So I'll make sure to find you if I do.
Have fun then.
Yep. And he starts darting in the direction of the Cub cabins.
And Lana will eventually climb out and shake off the water and just kind of relax, soaking up the sun. And that's where this scene will end. Thank you for playing. Thank you for watching. Hasta la vista, baby.